Moving on to another team, the Detroit Pistons. Oh, I don't know if you know this, but they just got a couple of New York Knickerbockers. Oh, I love how the logo is just floating because it's a blue screen. That is amazing. Jalen, listen, Alec Burks had some big games last year. Nerlens Noel also played well. I watched way too many Knicks games. Now, this is a salary dump for the Knicks. We'll talk about that in a second. But how do you feel about this move for the Pistons?
Pistons building out depth, and you add veterans to do it. And the one thing Cade Cunningham did last year, averaging 18, basically 5.5 and 5.5, it showed that he's a building block. Now you add Jaden Ivey, add Jalen Duren, and now all of a sudden you have like your young core, right? But then you still have Sadiq Bey, Isaiah Stewart. The key is going to be Killian Hayes. Like if Killian Hayes can really be a performer as somebody that was drafted in the lottery, to go with supplementing all of these vets that we've added, and Marvin Bagley can become an asset that was underappreciated. This just continues to build out a roster. Like I told you, fam, come join your brother in Detroit for some games.
I'll be there. I will be there. And I want to say this, Troy Weaver's got a great last name because he's weaving a beautiful tapestry with these moves. Hey, this is Alec Burks and Nerlens Noel are not in the long-term plans in Detroit, but they do have team options for next year that will likely not be exercised, which means more cap space for next year. What they did in the draft this year I thought was brilliant. So Troy Weaver is definitely weaving a beautiful tapestry there in Detroit. But, Mr. Rose, there's another side to this story. This leaves cap space in New York City for a gentleman by the name of Jalen Brunson. It is all but done. We've been talking about this for months. Brunson to the Knicks, Brunson to the Knicks. It seems like it is inevitable. His dad, Rick Brunson, is on the staff, who's previously been on other Tibbs staff, so it's not directly related. But how do you feel about what the Knicks are doing if they add Brunson, which is very likely?
So the one thing about being a good basketball team is it's pieces in one big chess game. And so for the critics of this move, you can say you're giving top dollar to a player that isn't top 10 in his position. But then for the supporters of this move, you can say he's an ascending player that showed that he can be a go-to kind of lead guard for a playoff team that could be an integral piece in leading you towards getting where you hope to go. And so for the Knicks, I like them being able to sign outright an elite free agent. That's something that they don't always normally do. The second thing is, now what's next? Don't underestimate a player that's not on there. Cam Reddish, who I like a lot.
He's supposed to be on there. He's supposed to be on there.
Absolutely. Who I see as an asset. I see Jalen Brunson as one of the pieces that the Knicks now view as an asset that allows them to go get another piece. So
that
now
team right there is not going to win you the Eastern Conference.
No.
That team right there might get you into the play-in or the playoffs, but that team right there could be enticing for a disgruntled star on another team that wants to go to the bright lights of New York City and play in MSG.
Well, now you're looking at Bradley Beal and seeing what's going to happen with this situation. You're looking at Donovan Mitchell and seeing what's going to happen in this situation. And for the Knicks, again, Julius Randle is the elephant in the room for that team. You saw when he played elite and won most improved player versus how he played last year. So does he become a building block or an asset to get you what you want? I see Jalen Brunson as a great piece for the Knicks. I'm happy for his father. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for his family. And he's going to come to the East and do work.
We're going to see
it's different basketball being played in both conferences. Like, if you look at the Eastern Conference, look at the point guards in the East. Other than Kyrie Irving, like, there aren't like the 20, 25 point scoring point guards.
LaMelo Ball would like to have a word.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.